What's up, guys? Today is day 90, no, day 101 on my journey to 2000. And today, I got a coach, kind of. So, this person reached out to me on YouTube and said, hey, can I coach you? I was like, I don't really have much money. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, that's fine. And we played a game. It was like 3, 4 a.m. for him. It was normal time for me. And this is that game. So we're going to go over that and then play a game of our own. And I'm super tired because it's like 6 a.m. while I'm recording this. So hopefully the game we play goes well. Okay. Anyway, we go into the Karo Khan and I go for the fantasy variation. For those that don't know, I just love getting into this because it just confuses the opponent. Generally, people will play the exchange variation where you just exchange. The advanced where you just push the pawn forward. And that's about it. But I played the fantasy to just confuse my opponent. And already on move like 5 or 6, I kind of make a mistake. I should have brought my bishop here, kind of threatening stuff and keeping the tension and continuing the game. When I take with the queen and the queens get off the board, it kind of neutralizes any advantage either one of us could get. But my quote-unquote like coach was talking to me during the game, and I'm not blaming him. It was partially that. Another thing was I was just too focused on not making mistakes because I saw he was a 1900 rated player, and he actually recently reached 2000 and he just like lost a bunch of rating. So essentially a 2000 rated player. One thing I learned from my experience with playing with him, and one thing he told me, which I've heard from some of you guys before too, is that there's not a huge difference between 17, 18, 19 and like 2000 rated players. Like obviously there is a difference, but it's not so big that like I'm gonna be terrible. So that's something that kind of bumped my confidence a bit, and I think I think that's gonna help for the future. Anyway, I come here to defend the knight, and I see that his knight could come in and like threaten my bishop, but I have a plan, which is moving my bishop back to this awkward d1 square. But I didn't think it was that bad, even though it was the original square. Well, it's not the original square, but it's like on the back row because it still has a long vision and it could be rerouted and stuff. And when I made this move, he told me, wow, I'm not sure that's the best move. And I'm like, I'm telling you, this is the best move in the position. And the computer agreed. And it just made me feel so good. Anyway, he castles. And here I missed this idea from the computer, which is a crazy idea. Neither one of us saw. I could sack the knight here. Because if he takes, I'm actually winning by taking the bishop. And I'm gonna castle soon and do stuff, I guess. The idea being, let's say he comes here to attack. I could castle. This is protecting the pawn. If he wants to develop this knight to kind of get the rook into position, I could go to... okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really analyze this far. I could even go back to g1, which looks crazy, but I have the bishop pair, and I'm up a pawn. And I guess I'm fine here. Maybe this can come here protecting. Oh, now computer says coming here is better. Okay. Maybe we could kick out the knight. Regardless, that's not what happens. I don't really see that simple discovered attack. And then if, let's say, he takes the bishop, which, you know, looks like a move that makes more sense, I could check. He goes to the side and then take his bishop. And now I'm threatening to take his other bishop. Let's say he comes here to attack. I have e5. And I'm going to win this rook. Or it looks like I'm going to win it, right? Actually, yeah, I think I will win it. He can't really come here to stop it. It's just it's a good looking move. Just like me. I'm a good looking move. Anyway. Again, none of that happens. I kick away the knight. I castle. And then I push my pawn. And actually, this is a beautiful move because after that, I could push the pawn again, let it get captured, come in like this, attacking the rook, and again, I have ideas to take this trapped rook. So very cool kind of stuff going on, and it says black's best move is this, which is kind of crazy looking. And I could just continue the pressure by going... Can I even go c4 for discovered? I feel like taking this rook is probably winning. Yeah. So very interesting game. I have like the open lines. I have the bishop pair. I didn't do that though. I played too passively. I was too scared, and I just didn't see all these ideas. And a few moves later, I actually don't mind him taking this bishop for some reason. I just thought, oh, my rooks become more open. And I take the bishop here, and the game kind of gets less solid. Now here, keeping the pressure. I didn't like this because I thought, what do I do after this? But the idea, obviously, is that I would win the knight here. So he would be forced to bring the knight back first. And then I could take. And after takes, if he takes with the pawn, I guess I'm just fighting on the queen side. It's a little complicated. At some point here, he saw a move that I missed. And he kind of explained his thought process there. Now here, I had zero plans. I had no idea what to do. And he told me something very smart, which is sometimes it's a drawn position. And all you have to do is incrementally make your position better and wait till your opponent screws up. So my idea, I wanted to get to d7. His knight didn't really allow that. So I could start doubling up my rooks, and that's a way to improve my position. My bishop is always watching e5, so there's that as well, and that was kind of the idea. Here I also had a minute left on the clock. I even make this move as kind of like a meme move, because I'm like, you know. And kick the knight out, get my king closer. And I just had 7 seconds because we were talking. I didn't have time. So he kind of purposefully just tries to move all the pieces to make me panic. But I've been in this position a lot before because I'm always slow. And I allow myself to kind of take all his pieces. So at worst case scenario, I draw. I drew against like a 19 to 2000 rated player, which is cool. Of course, there weren't any crazy lines because we traded queens early on. But yeah. Okay, let's get straight into this. What is this, the French defense? I'm really bad against the French defense, actually. I don't know the best moves for it. Like already here, I'm thinking of pinning the knight, which I typically don't do here, I feel. Yeah, so I wonder if there's this move to come with this move. Because the bishop coming here, he could take the pawn. This is where my knowledge of the French defense goes away. I should learn a way to counter it. But I think this queen move is actually kind of interesting, so I'm going to do it. I don't see any big downside, and my opponent's going to think. Okay, we have this. We're going to castle soon. Of course, if he takes, we just take the bishop, so that wouldn't make sense. Like, let's say it takes. Okay, so that move makes a lot of sense. Can I bring my knight in, or is it way too slow? Right now, actually, I could take this pawn, because the bishop is blocked in. I'm attacking the queen. And here I could... here I could actually attack the pawn, the queen in this manner. Kind of forcing it backwards. I could even come here with the... Ooh, can I come here with the bishop right away? Wait, I could actually kick his queen super far back. Pawn. Let me make sure I'm not making any mistakes. Yeah, he can't go anywhere forward. He would have to go back. I could attack with the bishop. He could attack with the pawn, but then I take. He takes. I take with check. He'll probably be forced backwards. Maybe here. Then what? This pawn is kind of weak. Very interesting. Let's go for it. Let's go for it because putting a French player in unknown territory feels like a good idea. He only has one move going backwards here. Maybe there was a way to trap him and I didn't see it, but that's okay. Bishop will come here. He'll go backwards. Maybe I have this move. c5. Then he'll be able to take this, though. That's the only problem. But then maybe I come here. What a crazy move. No, I can't because this pawn would be taken. That doesn't work. Oh, another thing my coach told me. By the way, if you guys want to coach me and you're higher rated than me, let me know. I don't mind taking like quote unquote free lessons or just like playing against stronger players off the video. But He said I overthink, which I do in life and I do in chess, I think. I just overthink a lot. Like even here, like I don't know what's gonna happen yet and I'm overthinking. I don't know why he's thinking about this. I mean, this is a pretty clear kind of idea. The bishop's gonna stop him. He's gonna go back. Now, if he pushes the pawn forward, he's gonna allow me to have a full center with good enough support for the d4 pawn, I feel. And it looks like he would be able to come down to c3, but I could just castle out of any attacks there. I also have d2 as an option. Again, overthinking, but my opponent played fast, and now now look who's under time trouble. Let's go! Oh. Okay, I don't know why he's thinking so long. I think there's like... Maybe there's something I'm missing where I can trap the queen, but I don't see that. Or maybe he's thinking of some crazy plan where he attacks my bishop. That just looks stupid, though. The knight can't really get in. I'm just gonna take. He can't even fork because the queen will take. Castling is important soon, though, because the knight can, in 2 moves, kind of already do some annoying stuff if I'm not careful. Something like that. I don't know. Although I don't really think it's a threat. Yeah, I have no... What? Oh, we beat... Look at that, we're 17-14. We're just keep raising our peak. What the hell? Why did he resign? What? Okay, I have a 47% win rating with the French defense. I never know if that includes... I never know if that includes unrated games. Anyway. Yeah, the queen move was just horrible. Because he could take... And after... If I take here... I'm guessing he has the bishop move to check. That's what comes to my mind. But computer says you could go d7, and now my queen is getting kind of attacked here. Now, what if I come here with the bishop? Now he could take. That doesn't make sense. I just take here. It says knight e5. Oh my god, and this protects like this. What if I just take? Bishop takes. Aha. Bro, knights are so tricky. So the idea here is I'm down a pawn, right? So that's why this queen move... This is really instructive, because I knew the queen move was wrong. But no one is used to it. Actually, the bishop move was the biggest problem there. So I wonder if I brought my queen here trying to trade, if that... Yeah, that looks like it would have been better, and it's not not in theory, so it could trick players around my level. Takes, it opens up my rook. If he takes here, I can just take back like this. Computer says taking back with the knight. Why not with the pawn? That looks better. Something like this. I could come here. If he takes, he's just helping me develop. And yeah, this doesn't look bad. Okay. But the key move here, which I haven't looked at French games. I remember actually seeing this exact scenario like last year. And I remember seeing that knight a3 was the idea. That's how you get the knight into the position. It's the knight on the rims are dim kind of idea. Because after takes, and he brings his knight in. I don't remember why. But I feel like this knight can support some attacks. I guess it supports the bishop coming here. It looks like there's apparently, a bunch of things I could do. But queen b3 might be an idea for the future. Kind of just simplifying the position, worst case scenario. If he takes, I just take. If he takes, I can just take. Computer again says this. Now, if this, it looks like I'm losing by a pawn, which is why I didn't like it. But I guess I'm threatening this. Fork. And let's say he moves the rook aside. I could still force the king to move over, but very complicated stuff for my small brain. I'm attacking this pawn. Let's say he comes here to attack. Bishop a7. Aha, very interesting actually. The bishop is kind of trapped. Now he could go c6, but then I would probably just take, and take. This traps my knight. That's why it doesn't work. Knights on the rim are dim. Oh, my knight is hanging. Yeah, I'll just bring it back. Okay. Anyway, we're getting way too sidetracked. A4 was just a mistake. And the bishop move was even worse. And this was the best move in this position. And here, I didn't think this was... You know, okay, it says the pawn move kind of gives black the advantage. I thought if I come here right away... Wait, I'm an idiot. This traps the queen. Or almost traps it. He's forced to go with the pawn. Then I attack the queen. He can come to d5. He could alternatively take. Taking is bad because I come in with check. And this just looks really bad. I could even come here. And Jesus Christ, that looks really strong. So this might be a line against French players that they don't know, because I just beat a 1700 with it. Like what? And I don't play the French like at all. And this pawn move doesn't work because after b6 and the bishop coming here, he does go to c7. And actually, I don't really have anything here anymore. I considered this d4 move to keep everything kind of together, but it looks awkward because the bishop doesn't do as much. So I actually, you know. Interesting. Like it looks like I'm just losing. I guess, I mean, he could attack the bishop afterwards. And wow, I could ignore it because if takes, I come in with check. Very fascinating stuff. So he would have to kind of slowly get his pieces out. And let's say he moved the knight here. I could castle. If he takes, I could take with the pawn. This knight's gonna come into the game soon. This pawn becomes hanging, so I would have to take like this. Now I understand. I don't know, man. Complicated. It's 6 a.m. Don't get mad at me. Type in 6 a.m. in the comments if you watched this far. Looks like we're solidly 1,700 players now. Have a great one. Love you guys. Bye-bye.